I've seen a few whiskey channels do the 5 whiskey challenge. And I thought, hey, maybe I should do that too. But then I thought, hey, nobody nominated me. So I just put a little comment on someone else's video, and he said that I could say that he nominated me. That would be Alan, the whiskey friend. So now that I'm nominated, at least in comments, I'm here doing my 5 whiskey challenge. The first of which is the everyday go-to whiskey. Well, I usually start my flight with a whiskey that's around 40% ABV, tasty and cheap. That would be this one here, the Alberta Premium No Frills 100% rye whiskey. I go for this almost every time I start a flight. Yeah, you can't go wrong. It's like $22 Canadian plus taxes. So it comes out to about $25, $26. Can't go wrong there. And it tastes good. Now, to impress guests, I don't really have that many guests to impress. It's not my thing. I don't really need to impress anyone. But if I was having to impress someone, I know of no whiskey that has impressed more people, to my knowledge, that I have been in contact with. And it's this. Not only is it a Canadian Club bag, but what's in the Canadian Club bag is something very special, something almost impossible to obtain anymore, and I don't have much left. That would be the Canadian Club 40-year-old 100% corn whiskey. This is beautiful, just beautiful 40-year-old Canadian whiskey that was aged in ex-rye barrels that had had rye whiskey in them for 10 years. And that was back from the 60s. I mean, those barrels go back to 1967 when they were filled with rye whiskey. And then, of course, the rye whiskey was used for other things. They used it for blends, Canadian Club blends, but then they had these empty rye casks, empty rye barrels. And so 40-year-old Canadian Club was born as soon as that corn whiskey was put into those casks and was left there for 40 whole years. Canadian Club 40-year-old. If I had one guest to impress, they would get what's left in this bottle. But I have nobody to impress, so it doesn't matter. Okay, next, a mixer. Now, I don't typically mix my whiskey. I don't. I don't mix it. I drink it straight up with a nice tall glass of water on the side, like this one here. Sometimes, if it's really hot and really overpowering in the alcohol department, I will add some water, usually with a spoon like this, to my whiskey to make it more drinkable. But I don't mix. However, if I was mixing, I would probably use something like this. Heaven Hill Bottled in Bond. It's 50% alcohol by volume. It's really tasty, and it would add a little kick to anything else you want to mix it with. So that would be my mixer. Now, a Friday night dram. It's actually Friday night right now. Friday night is one of the few nights of the week that I don't work. But usually on Friday night, I'm making whiskey videos. In fact, I'm going to shoot some sample videos after this one. But if I was gonna be drinking on a Friday night, without a doubt, Redbreast Cask Strength 12-year-old single pot still Irish whiskey. This stuff is wonderful, wonderful. If I had, it would be the one, without any question, to be drinking on a Friday night, to reward myself for going through another week of work. Well, I could have rewarded myself this morning because my week of work ends Friday morning rather than Friday afternoon or Friday evening. So, yeah, Redbreast cask strength. That would be my Friday night dram. Now, for special occasions, I don't have a lot of special occasions happening around me here, but what I would do for a special occasion is I would probably go for something like this. Weiser's cask strength 23-year-old Canadian whiskey. This stuff is wonderful. It's bottled at 64.3% alcohol by volume, and yeah, that would be a special occasion. Even just pouring a glass of this would be a special occasion in itself because it's getting harder and harder to find. It is a rare whiskey. It is just wonderful, wonderful stuff. So that's it. Those are my 5 whiskeys of the Whiskey Challenge. The Everyday Go-To, the Impress Guests Whiskey, the Mixer, the Friday Night Dram, and the Special Occasion Whiskey. Oh, I don't have any... Well, you know what? Hell with it. I'll make this a special occasion right now. Slachava.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.